As Trump's fascism is the lead story every day. His cozying up to dictators, his obsession with Hitler that has now come out, what he has said about our veterans, and what he wants to do with the military against his political adversaries. It's all huge news. This is the future that we're looking at in the next Trump term, if there is one. But this is what voters know right now, that he is killing us. I'm talking about us women. He's killing us.
And then he says that the news network that is most critical of him should be taken off the air. This is not a reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realize it's time to do something different. And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
Oh, America, I told you, I tried telling y'all. Woo! Them raids were taking them, they see it, they said, oh, we might have to sell MSNBC. Oh, it's time to join the winning team. It's time to get along. It's time to be friends. It's time to sit down at the dinner table. You know, it's all right. It's all right. Give me a hug. I'm sorry. Give me a hug. I'm sorry. Oh, give me a hug. Oh, you smell good. Oh, you smell good. Oh, oh, what that is you put on. Oh, how much you pay for it? You get it off Amazon? If you got it off Amazon, send me the link. Woo! What y'all think of this, man? Oh, man. MSNBC. Morning, Joe. Morning, Joe. Oh, Mika. Oh, boy. Let's get into the next one, homeboy. And look who's mad about this situation. Just look who's flabbergasted.
Look, the bottom line is that America needs a free press that is willing to speak truth to power right now, more than ever. And I think that we have to be very clear-eyed when we think about the president-elect and cover the president-elect. And I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes at Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring to be able to speak truth and to be able to cover a story. So maybe they're not journalists in the true sense. Maybe they're saying that they're opinion journalists. But we have to remember that Trump is the guy who ushered in the era of fake news. He is the guy who ushered...
Because that's what it is. That's what it is. The enemy of the people, the fake news. Yes, indeed, ma'am. That's exactly what it is. The corrupt media that has been we've been debunking. We've called it. I mean, everybody has seen it. Everybody knows what's actually going on now. How y'all tried to hide, y'all cover things up, all this bias reporting. Then you go back and look at what actually happened, what was actually said, what was actually done. And we go back to y'all reporting and what was said on here, on TV, live on air, fake news. And then they was wrong about this, they was wrong about that. Fake news. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. That's what I don't mean to interrupt y'all. She done made me hot. I done got my piss hot on here. But look who's big mad. And this is why everybody wants y'all to be canceled. The spew. We knew this meltdown was coming. I told y'all. Anytime something happens, something big changes, somebody has a change of heart, or this happens, the ones that when you just think they can't get any lower, they get low. They drop it like it's hot. And I tell you, it's gonna be with these ladies until they're again. We all wish they are all canceled, and then that this show is just completely, non-existent. It'll be a national holiday for millions of people. Once this is off air. And ABC, Disney, all of them should be ashamed of themselves. And all canceled as well, too. I'm just saying. I had to get that out of my system. I'm sorry, y'all.
Ushered in the era of fake news. He is the guy who ushered in alternative facts. He is the guy who attacked 3 black female journalists. He's the guy that revoked Jim Acosta's press credentials for asking him a question.
You see how she's lying? Do you see? And then again, she goes right back to the race baiting, the race card. 3 black journalists. We all know what happened. We all seen what happened, Sonny.
And so I think that this president-elect, I hate to say it, would like nothing more than to have only Fox News cover him, would like nothing more than a state-sponsored media. And I don't think he can be trusted in the way.
The fact that he called out Fox News, many times he's called out Fox News. Okay. All right. I'm just saying, y'all, he's called out everybody. He's gotten on Fox News, but too. They went off the hook on certain things as well. And y'all, everybody knows that, ma'am.
That other presidents can be trusted. This is an aberration.
They at Mar-a-Lago. Oh, that one sounded right. Let me do another one. They at Mar-a-Lago. They at Mar-a-Lago. At Mar-a-Lago. Woo! What's going on, y'all? What's up to them beautiful patriots around the world? Yeah. Shout out to them patriots, my brothers and sisters around the world. I tell you, beautiful people from all kind of ages, skin colors. On some of them on this side, they on that side, they standing over there, they over here. Well, I got love for all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we are so back. America's back, baby. And every single day we're gonna have fun reporting what's going on. We're gonna have fun talking on stuff that a lot of people don't want it, that they just look. You got to have courage to do what we do, baby. You got to have courage. We done lost followers, subscribers, family members, friends. Then cut us off and disowned us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him anymore. You know, after we grew up together, our whole childhood, I look out for him. I loved on him. I gave him a hug. I said, I love you. I'm wishing the best for you. And they cut your boy off. That's how life goes. Politics is a dirty game, baby. I want y'all to understand that politics is a dirty game, man. And I had to see it for myself at 24 years old. People say, Rick, you're 24. I'm 24. 24 in the flesh. Rest in peace to Daddy. Daddy always said, keep it real, man. And when I'm gone, take care of the family. I lost my dad at 57, man, last year. 57. So I'm going to come on here and I'm going to spread love and I'm going to keep it real. We live in a short time travel, y'all. And I encourage y'all to have that, you know, change your ways. Have that love in your heart. Get that hatred out of you. You know? For real. But I just couldn't wait to get into this whole thing, man. Seeing all this breaking news, seeing what's going on, you know, seeing how everything has played out, man. Covering all the corruption this year, you know, being an anti-Trumper, a former anti-Trumper, never Trumper. I used to hate Trump and believed in the fake news, the propaganda, the lies, the mainstream media. And I'm glad I stopped drinking the Kool-Aid. I woke up. I stopped listening to family and friends. I stopped listening to what they were showing on here and there. I stopped listening with the first thing that I seen. I did my own research. I started thinking for myself. And now we here, baby. In the flesh. Woo! In the flesh. You know, it's been an eventful year, man. Got to see Joe Biden drop his snow cone on the floor, blow the transmission all on the floor, you know. And then I got to see a man get up and tell everybody to keep fighting after being shot. Not bending the knee. Not yielding. By any means, not stopping at all. And said, even in the face of death, we're going to drain this swamp. We're going to expose the corruption. We're going to bring back common sense. We seen all this take place, y'all. We did. Through the sham trials, you know, the bias, the fake news, you know, raids, mug shots, you name it. They made them more popular. And then they got on all the media. They live on TV, lying to Americans, lying to we the people, lying. Then lied. And then y'all think y'all coming and paying off celebrities? Paying off millions to celebrities and the corrupt media. Y'all think people weren't gonna put their foot down? Come on now. Oh. Now I know I come off as a little comedy, funny, but y'all know I gotta keep it real, man. I might shed a tear in this video. I'm keeping it so real, man. I'm for real. I love y'all, man. I couldn't wait to get into this video though. This separate video from my brother, man. He even titled it "Morning Joe Surrenders to Trump as the View Loses It." And I already showed y'all my take on the clips, but we're gonna do even an extra deep dive. So make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let's jump in.
Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump.
That we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on to restart communications.
Look, they have to admit they lied before they can go for it. Like, I'll never believe another word that they say.
Right. And I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes, Mar-a-Lago, and kiss his ring.
Woo! Now, I know a lot of y'all saying, well, you know, we can't trust them. They're liars. We can't do again, and I get all that, man. But to see the way this thing is playing out, man, you know, you couldn't say I didn't tell y'all. So I told y'all this, what was it, a week ago? I told y'all, watch how this thing plays out. Just watch. Just watch. We called this out. I don't know why people weren't listening to me. I told y'all, watch as these ratings tank. As MSNBC, CNN, all of them, and they got massive layoffs coming. People already been fired. You know, MSNBC dropped down to what, 60%? So just watch how this thing play out. Watch how people start saying, I love you, I'm sorry, give me a hug, you smell good.
Morning Joe just met with President-elect Trump over the weekend. They did go onto their show this morning and explain exactly what was discussed. Now, some people believe it's due to the fact that MSNBC is in the tank when it comes to ratings. I mean, it's to the point where the executives are talking about selling the actual network. So what we're going to do is take a listen to what exactly was discussed.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike.
Okay, so there's only one or two ways to see this, okay, in my personal opinion. Number one, the ratings are so bad that they have no choice but to do something like this. And a lot of people in the media need to get with the program because they know whatever ratings are left for them to obviously leverage and stay alive is going to be in the name of Trump, meaning they're going to have to go through Trump to get those ratings. You know this. And secondly, another way to look at this is maybe Trump is the individual who's saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to be the actual president for all who will make an effort to unify this country. And the best way to do that is to sit down with people that I know hate me.
We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues.
I try telling y'all, man, this second term is going to be completely different. And word on the inside is that he's you know, we've you know, he's gonna stay himself. He's gonna keep it real, you know. So you might see some more viral clips in these next 4 years, but he wants to go out with a bang, and I believe he wants to actually go out to be one of the best presidents ever. He wants that name. He wants to do such a great job. And I'm telling you, that's why he sat down with them. I need y'all to understand what's really going on here. I hope y'all are listening to me. We predicted a lot of things on this channel. Just saying. He wants to go out with a bang, y'all. I mean, so good. I mean, it might not be another Democrat in there for a long time. I'm just saying. I believe him and the team can get it done. Drain the swamp.
And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realize it's time to do something different And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
All right, so before I give you guys my opinion, let's take a look at the numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You guys know I always say that. Here is the ratings. All right, it's on adweek.com, which is obviously when you place ads, you're going to be told how many people actually viewed the ad and how many listeners tuned in to the actual show. Now, this is on the weekend. It says MSNBC and CNN once again failed to crack over 500,000 total viewers during prime time or total throughout the entire day. Meanwhile, Fox News saw over 1 million total viewers across both day parts, with the big weekend show leading the way as the most watched program. Now, Morning Joe, okay, for the entire day, if we're talking about the demographic between 25 years old and 54, they come in at 28,000 viewers, okay? I will get more than 28,000 viewers on this video alone, okay? Now, if we go to total viewers, okay, this is all demographics, okay, across the board. They come in at 171,000. Again, I'm going to get more viewers than that. My point is not to be arrogant. My point is that this is a failing show at this point, okay? Look at
facts. It's just facts. You know, and we told you guys, man. There's a lot of people that rely on independent media, us content creators. A lot of people that they're done. They're done with the MSNBCs, the CNNs, the media. They're done. Even the polling was at a 90%. They can't be trusted anymore. That was the polling.
Look at this. They have 171,000, and the big weekend show from Fox has 1.2 million. There's a difference there, right? Okay, so let's go over some of my opinions about this. Number one, clearly the key word in all of this is restart communications. Okay, now why would someone want to do that? Well, there's a couple of reasons, obviously due to ratings. If they can get him on the show, obviously their ratings could go up. Now, I don't think that's really going to make a difference for MSNBC at this point. So maybe the second thing is, and I don't know how likely this is because I can't put it past them. However, it's politics. And I could see this happening because of human behavior, which is maybe they've seen the light. Maybe they know they went too far in their rhetoric. I mean, this is a show, right, that loved Donald Trump. I mean, absolutely loved him.
Y'all seen back in the, I showed y'all those clips and we did a video on it. Them having Trump on, they was in love with Trump, man. Laughing on there, hugged up. Yeah, Joe, all them, Mika, all of them. They all used to love Trump, man. Told y'all politics is a dirty game, baby.
Before he ran for president. And the fact that Joe actually called him the morning after that first assassination attempt, you know, I think maybe the other component here is just some humans out there are willing to just bite the bullet and come to grips that they were wrong. And maybe that's these people. I don't know, but maybe it's both at the same time. Maybe there's a little bit of them realizing, yeah, we went too far, and also, crap, our ratings are down. We have to do something. President-elect Trump.
Y'all know it's bad, man. And our channel on a daily averages more than what they crack in. Because we're at almost, on an average, 400 to 500,000 viewers, and I'm talking about beautiful patriots every single day. Even some of the, not even some of them crying liberals come on here and feed into what we talking about. And some of them had a lot of them had a change of heart. A lot of them used to be anti-Trumpers, never Trumpers, that then found our videos or on the Trump train. And salute to all of our content creators out there, independent media out there. And I tell people, man, go for it, go at it. You know, let your voice be heard. Because everything we talked about, even before the election, we told you what was going to happen. And guess what? It happened. We hit it, everything spot on. From the polls, from this, calling out these fake polls, calling out all this corruption, calling out this. Everything is there. And that's why we got the result that we did. From the thousands of videos we put out on this channel.
has not come out and commented on this meeting at all. There is a fake post going around X, which is actually hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you to give you a nice little laugh for Monday morning's sake. Okay, by the way, this is not real. Okay, this morning, Morning Joe and Mika, who owe their careers to me, went on their show and claimed to have met with me. They made it sound like we had a summit. The truth is, Joe begged to meet with me after our big win, and when I finally agreed, he approached me like a scolded dog. He should consider himself lucky that I didn't have him thrown out of beautiful Mar-a-Lago. Mika was charming as usual. Okay, so not every.
And you know, some people are going to believe that, and they're going to run with that. They're going to post it everywhere. I'm glad that they added a fact check to it, and I'm glad that Elon is that they're rolling, continue to roll those out. But you know, people are going to run with that, man. And it's crazy how we have that technology, that the resources to do what we do, man. With all these, it's crazy, man. They can literally make a Trump tweet look, you know, like a Trump tweet. But again, we can do it in this time that we're living in, man. It's actually scary. We can literally do anything. You know, we can fake phone calls. We can fake all kind of. And I encourage y'all, man, do not be scammed. There's a lot of scamming going on. People are more desperate than ever in these times. Y'all see the emails. Y'all see the phone calls y'all be getting, the text messages. You know, just please be careful, because I care about you guys, man. Especially our elderly and some people that are very out of touch with the way this stuff works, man. A lot of people have lost everything dealing with these evil folks, man. These scammers, it's just crazy. So please be careful, y'all. I want to just make that be known as well too.
Everybody is liking this news, and trust me, there's a meltdown on both sides. Here's an example of that. Sean Spicer, who was one of Trump's first White House press secretaries, writes, "For 7 years, Mika and Joe bashed Trump proudly. He wins overwhelmingly despite their lies about him in the campaign. And now they want to open the lines of communications? Absolutely not." Patrick Beck-David has a more common sense approach. Capitalism is forcing MSNBC to set their egos aside and meet with Trump. If they don't, they're done. The market has spoken, and they're sick of their fear porn. Good on them to meet with Trump. Good on Trump for accepting their offer. Scott Jennings writes, Hitler getting a lot of more meetings requests than I would have thought. Very good point. Benny Johnson writes, MSNBC, Joe and Mika are groveling to Trump because they know their era is over. While Morning Joe ratings are down plus 50%, independent creators are booming because we established trust with our real audiences. Check out these streaming numbers. Golden era of media is here. Now, this is a cool thing to take a look at, guys. This is during the actual election day. Arguably, I could have been on here because I did get 1 million plus live stream viewers, but it's okay.
That's awesome. I was like, where's the bar? He should definitely be on there. You know, and I think we did like, what was it? It was like five. We're not gonna be up here with the top dogs, you know, but we were in the 500,000 range, you know, and that's a blessing, man. It's a blessing because again, we're real, we're authentic, you know. We're not with all this fake crap, the propaganda, these lies, man. And we were actually on the ground with what was actually going on. We were on the ground with it, you guys. And we were even sharing videos from these big time creators as well. I think we've had about almost every last one of these folks on, except, Megan, Benny, Navari, Dan, the P&D Pod, the Valuetainment, Charlie. Yeah, we had all of them on our show.
So Steven Crowder came in at number 1, PBD Podcast 1.6, who I watch a lot. Benny Johnson 1.4, Charlie Kirk Show 1.1, Tim Cass, even Destiny's on here, wow, and Megan Kelly at 788. All right, so if you guys are getting value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you want to support us further, go to the link in the description below, shop the merch store, or buy us a cup of coffee. Now, Fox News obviously responded to this, and I love their take about what their thoughts were about this. Obviously responded to this. And here is what they had to say.
Make MSNBC great again. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Look, the ratings are no joke. Yeah. And networks can think of it as being cyclical. So this cycle started last Wednesday morning after the election. and they're feeling it now. But I just don't understand where they are going to go forward and not admit that they lied. Because if they really thought he was a fascist, a Nazi, and he was getting at Trump supporters with those comments about MSNBC or MSG, the Madison Square Garden crowd, calling supporters Nazis and so on and so forth. Look, they have to admit they lied before they can go forth. Like, I'll never believe another word that they say. And by the way, that's more MSNBC, those clips we showed, than I've seen in years. I mean, that was a lot of material. I try not to have that much of it in my system. I think I might be allergic to it.
That's good for your mental health. So that's probably a wise decision.
I'm sure they're nice people, but they lied.
Yeah, so Harris Faulkner is dead on, and that's why there was a clip that I showed you yesterday where Charlemagne is in this podcast, okay, and he's coming out and saying, well, you guys were just calling him a fascist, and now you're meeting with him? Like, so was that all just for show? And his co-host says, well, yeah, it's like boxing. They talk all this shit leading up to the fight, and then after it, they're all buddy-buddy.
Buddy.
I don't know. But the fact remains is clearly them meeting with Trump, in the eyes of most Americans, are going to mean one or two things. One, everything that was said during the election cycle, and even before that, really is not true. Or secondly, it is true, but they're being forced to do this because when you're talking about someone's livelihood and their money and ratings and the life of a business, they're going to do whatever it takes. And if that means they got to sit down with Trump, then they're going to do it. All right. So, of course, the unhinged women on The View, and particularly Sunny Holston, had some choice words about this meeting. Take a listen to this.
Look, the bottom line is that America needs a free press that is willing to speak truth to power right now, more than ever. And I think that we have to be very clear-eyed when we think about the president-elect and cover the president-elect. And I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes at Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring to be able to speak truth and to be able to cover a story. So maybe they're not journalists in the true sense. Maybe they're saying that they're opinion journalists.
What's interesting about Sunny is I believe her hate that she has for people, particularly Donald Trump, of course, has poisoned her soul. Even in this era of how divided we are in a country, we are still human beings, American citizens. And if we can't even accept the idea that both oppositions could sit down and have a conversation and there could be a silver lining to that, then what is the point about crying about being civil and uniting the country and all these other things you've been trying to push?
But we have to remember that Trump is the guy who ushered in the era of fake news. He is the guy who ushered in alternative facts. He is the guy who attacked 3 black female journalists. He's the guy that revoked Jim Acosta's press credentials for asking him a question. And so I think that this president-elect, I hate to say it, would like nothing more than to have only Fox News cover him, would like nothing more than a state-sponsored media. And I don't think he can be trusted in the way that other presidents can be trusted. This is an aberration.
But the reality is he doesn't just have Fox News. He didn't do a lot of mainstream media this election, but he went on Joe Rogan and reached 50 million people.
Okay, so Alyssa dropped a hammer on her right there at the end, because everything that Sunny was saying, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter to voters. It doesn't at all. What matters to voters are the issues that keep them up at night. It's the money in their bank account, right? It's feeling safe for not only the family, the kids, everything, right? It's the cost of living. I don't understand why she can't get that through her thick skull. I mean, I do understand. It's because hate is blinding a person. And Alyssa's dead on. If Trump got 50 million views from Joe Rogan, he got 1 billion views on X from the Elon Musk interview. You do the math with all the other podcasts. The legacy media is not needed to get someone elected anymore. Even Vivek has shown you, if you go to every single podcast, even ones that disagree with you, you could truly get your name out there and start building a legitimate audience and a following and be recognized as someone who's a serious contender in politics. But don't tell Sunny that, because she can't accept it. So in the middle of recording this video, they just published that Trump did actually comment on that meeting with Morning Joe, and here's what he had to say. They titled the article, "Trump says media is vital to making America great again, vows to work with free, fair, and open press." Bottom line up front, he says, "I am not looking for retribution, grandstanding, or to destroy people who treated me very unfairly." President-elect Donald Trump tells Fox News Digital in an exclusive interview.
I'm telling y'all, man, be ready. We're on a different type of timing, man. And honestly, I told y'all in previous videos, you know, he's more humbled down. He's more focused. He's more locked in. He's not effing around. Be ready. We have a full team. Hopefully we don't get into any, you know, I'm just saying, you know how this thing works and how dirty it is, but hopefully we don't get into a little, you know, with the confirmations with his cabinet, but we know how that thing worked, man.
On to say, I received a call from Joe Scarborough requesting a meeting for him and Mika, and I agreed that it would be a good thing if such meeting took place. We met at Mar-a-Lago on Friday morning at 8. It's again, I find it interesting that no one even said anything about this meeting until today. So there you go. Trump said the meeting was extremely cordial. Many things were discussed, and I very much appreciated the fact that they wanted to have open communication. In many ways, it's too bad that it wasn't done long ago. Trump added that they congratulated me on running a great and flawless campaign, one for the history books, which I really believe it was, but it was also a campaign where I worked long and hard, perhaps longer and harder than any presidential candidate in history. I mean, that's not even up for debate, right?
At all.
We talked about various cabinet members, both announced and to be announced as expected. They liked some very much, but not all. The meeting ended in a very positive manner, and we agreed to speak in the future. Trump added, I expect this will take place with others in the media, even those that have been extremely hostile. The president-elect said he feels he has an obligation to the American public and to our country itself to be open and available to the press. If not treated fairly, however, that will end. The media is very important to the long-term success of the United States of America. And while many others are calling for meetings, I am not looking for retribution, grandstanding, or destroy people who treated me very unfairly or even badly beyond comprehension. He said, I am always looking to give a second and even a third chance, but never willing to give a fourth chance. That is where I hold the line. All right, so do you believe this move from Morning Joe to meet with Trump at Mar-a-Lago was a great move for them, their show, and whatever reasonings that I read to you?
I already know. I already see y'all, them patrons comment down below. I can see the comments now, man. But I'm glad that we get to have this conversation, though. You know, and again, I know some people are a little eye on this side, a little eye on that side, but stuff like this needed to happen, and I told you it was gonna happen. I told you it was it for the media. I said, man, people do not trust the media anymore. They've lost all credibility. But I'm so glad we got into this video. Huge shout out to Ryan for this amazing video, and that we got to do an extra deep dive into it, man. But I love you guys. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. Please comment down below. I can already see the comments now, you know. But unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I know we're all sick and tired of MSNBC, CNN, all of them, man. You know, they lied. Lied. You know, dictator on day one was years ago. He was going to destroy America. He would have did it in his first term. How did that first term come out? They thought it was going to get them through the finish line. They thought it was going to help the so-called black woman president. You know, Bad, Trump bad, bad, bad. They thought that was actually going to work. And that just exposed more of the truth and the actual corruption. That's why that's why I'm telling you, man. I'm glad it's going this way, y'all. We'll see how this thing plays out again. We're going to keep you updated throughout the week. And hey, let me know what y'all think of this, man. Let me know what y'all think of this, man. You know? But I'm glad it's playing out like this, man. What a disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves. They really should, man. But now, you know, it didn't hit the drop it like it's hot. It didn't hit the bottom of the floor. It didn't tank down. You know, it's time to, you know, it's time to get along. It's time to give hugs and kisses and apologize. You know, politics is a dirty game, man. It really is.